Welcome back to the B&B Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the swirling drama of The Bold and the Beautiful, where the age-old love triangle of Taylor Hayes, Ridge Forrester, and Brooke Logan continues to dominate the screen, but not for the reasons you might expect. Fans are sounding off louder than ever, and the verdict is in. Without Brooke's heartbreaking presence in the background, Taylor and Ridge's romance is flatter than a deflated balloon at a forgotten birthday party. But hold on, there's a storm brewing on the horizon with the return of a beloved character who could change everything. Let's unpack this emotional roller coaster, explore the fans' unfiltered thoughts, and speculate on what's next for these iconic characters in a saga that's been captivating us for over 3 decades. The fading spark of Taylor and Ridge. Picture this. A couple that's supposed to be the epitome of romance, finally united after years of obstacles, yet their scenes together are so devoid of passion that viewers are practically begging for a commercial break. That's the current state of Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester's relationship on The Bold and the Beautiful. After what feels like an eternity of battling for Ridge's heart, Taylor has emerged as the victor, but at what cost? Fans are quick to point out that Ridge only seems to shine when another woman is yearning for him, casting a shadow over his newfound commitment to Taylor. One passionate viewer vented on social media, "Taylor might have Ridge now, but it's like winning a trophy that's already tarnished. Where's the thrill if Brooke isn't there, heartbroken in the wings?" It's a harsh but resonant sentiment echoing across the fandom. What's fueling this frustration is the undeniable lack of chemistry between Taylor and Ridge without the third piece of their infamous triangle. In the past, their story was a battlefield of emotions, jealousy flaring, secret glances exchanged, and declarations of love that kept us glued to our screens. Now, with Brooke seemingly out of the picture, their interactions feel like a scripted afterthought. Imagine 2 actors reading lines in a rehearsal with no director to infuse life into the performance. That's the vibe fans are getting. Some even joke that watching Taylor and Ridge discuss mundane topics like the weather over coffee could double as a sleep aid. It's clear that the absence of conflict has drained the vitality from their romance, leaving viewers wondering if this pairing was ever meant to stand alone. Moreover, Ridge's character has taken a significant hit in the eyes of the audience over the past year. Once seen as the ultimate romantic lead, a man torn between 2 powerful loves, he's now often described as manipulative and indecisive, playing with the hearts of both women like a child with toys he can't decide between. A scathing fan comment read, "Ridge has become insufferable. The way he's treated Taylor and Brooke, discarding one for the other on a whim, makes him the villain of his own story." It's a dramatic shift in perception, transforming Ridge from a heartthrob into a source of irritation. Viewers recall specific moments over recent months where Ridge's actions, flip-flopping between apologies and promises, felt less like genuine anguish and more like self-serving games. The consensus? This version of Ridge isn't worth the fight, leaving many to question why Taylor would even want to claim this hollow victory. Brooke's heartbreak, the missing catalyst. Now, let's turn our spotlight to Brooke Logan, the woman whose tears and tenacity have long fueled the fire of this love triangle. For 35 years, fans have watched Brooke pour her soul into winning Ridge's love, often at the expense of her own dignity. Her persistence has been both inspiring and heartbreaking, a testament to the depth of her feelings but also a painful reminder of how she's often been reduced to a backup plan in Ridge's convoluted romantic playbook. One longtime viewer expressed their exasperation, tweeting, "I can't watch Brooke degrade herself for a man who treats her like yesterday's news anymore. After all these years, it's time for her to walk away." The sentiment strikes a chord with many who feel that Brooke's character deserves a storyline that celebrates her strength rather than her suffering. What's fascinating, and frustrating, to observe is how integral Brooke's longing has been to the dynamic between Taylor and Ridge. Without her as the emotional undercurrent, the tension that once defined their relationship evaporates. It's as if the writers built their entire love story on the foundation of Brooke's pain, and without it, the structure crumbles. Fans are left asking, what kind of romance depends on a third party's misery to maintain its allure? Scenes of Taylor and Ridge sharing quiet moments at home lack the electric charge of stolen kisses or heated arguments that Brooke's presence once provoked. It's a stark contrast to the past, where every interaction was layered with the unspoken question of who Ridge would ultimately choose. Now, with that question seemingly answered, the narrative feels oddly stagnant, and Brooke's absence from the romantic equation has left a void that no amount of forced dialogue can fill. Adding a deeper layer to this discussion is the psychological toll this triangle has taken on Brooke. Her heartbreak isn't just a plot device. It's a profound exploration of unrequited love and the struggle to break free from toxic patterns. Viewers have seen her wrestle with self-doubt, questioning her worth after repeated rejections from Ridge. This storyline could serve as a powerful turning point if the writers choose to let Brooke redefine herself outside of this endless cycle. Imagine Brooke stepping into a new chapter where her identity isn't tied to a man's indecision. A storyline where her entrepreneurial spirit at Forrester Creations or her role as a devoted mother takes center stage. Fans are craving this evolution, tired of seeing a strong, vibrant woman reduced to a pawn in Ridge's unending drama. Nick Morone, a beacon of hope. Just when it seemed like the B&B landscape was doomed to remain a dreary loop of the same tired conflicts, a ray of hope emerges on the horizon. Mark your calendars for June 13, 2025, because Nick Morone, portrayed by the charismatic Jack Wagner, is making a grand return to our screens. For those who followed the show through its many twists, Nick is more than just a blast from the past, he's the man who once showed Brooke what it felt like to be truly cherished. Unlike Ridge, whose affections seemed to shift with the wind, Nick was a steady harbor, prioritizing Brooke's happiness without the need for external drama to validate their connection. His reappearance couldn't come at a better time, as Brooke stands at a crossroads, contemplating leaving Forrester Creations and, by extension, the toxic orbit of Ridge's influence. Nick's return is already generating a whirlwind of excitement among fans, who see him as the key to Brooke's liberation. Social media is buzzing with predictions and hopes, with one fan gushing, "Nick is exactly what Brooke needs to finally ditch Ridge for good. He's the one guy who didn't treat her like a second choice." It's a powerful reminder of why Nick and Brooke's romance resonated so deeply during his initial run on the show. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and genuine care, qualities that have been sorely missing in Brooke's life lately. Viewers are eager to see if Nick still carries that same grounded energy, or if the years have shaped him into a different man. Will he sweep Brooke off her feet with the same sincerity, or will past complications resurface to test their reunion? Beyond the romantic potential, Nick's comeback introduces a refreshing possibility for the show's direction. His presence could serve as a catalyst for new storylines, pulling focus away from the overplayed love triangle and toward uncharted territory. Perhaps Nick brings with him unresolved business ties or family secrets that intertwine with the Forrester and Logan clans in unexpected ways. Imagine a subplot where Nick challenges Ridge's authority at Forrester Creations, sparking a professional rivalry that reignites old tensions in a fresh context. Or consider a heartfelt arc where Nick helps Brooke rediscover her confidence, not through romance alone, but by supporting her ambitions and reminding her of the fierce woman she's always been. The fandom is hungry for innovation, and Nick's arrival could be the spark that sets off a new era for the bold and the beautiful. The future of the triangle, can it survive? As we look ahead, one question looms larger than ever. Can Taylor and Ridge's relationship endure without Brooke's involvement as the emotional linchpin? Right now, the outlook is bleak. Their love story, once a cornerstone of daytime drama, feels like a relic of a bygone era, unable to sustain itself without the constant push and pull of a third party. Fans are vocal about this disconnect, with one commenter poignantly noting, "Taylor and Ridge are like a movie with no conflict. There's nothing to root for when Brooke isn't there to shake things up." It's a damning critique, suggesting that their bond lacks an intrinsic depth to stand on its own merits. The potential ripple effects of Brooke moving on with Nick add another layer of intrigue to this already complicated puzzle. If Brooke truly steps away from the triangle, finding happiness and stability elsewhere, what does that mean for Taylor and Ridge? Will Ridge's wandering eye inevitably seek out Brooke again, proving that his commitment to Taylor is as fragile as gossamer? Or will Taylor finally recognize that her win is built on a foundation of sand, prompting her to reevaluate what she truly wants? Fans speculate that Ridge might only realize Brooke's value once she's no longer within reach, a classic case of wanting what he can't have. Such a twist could either reinvigorate the triangle with renewed drama or expose its inherent flaws, forcing all three characters to confront the unhealthy patterns they've perpetuated for decades. There's also the broader implication for the show's storytelling. After 35 years of recycling the same romantic entanglements, viewers are clamoring for something new. They're tired of watching capable, dynamic women like Taylor and Brooke reduced to competitors over a man whose indecisiveness borders on cruelty. The consensus is clear: it's time for the bold and the beautiful to evolve. Whether that means allowing Brooke to forge a path with Nick, giving Taylor a storyline independent of Ridge, or introducing entirely new characters and conflicts, the audience is ready for a shake-up. One fan summed it up perfectly. "I want to see these women thrive without Ridge's shadow over them. Let's write stories about their power, not their pain." A call for change in daytime drama. As we await Nick Morone's return and the inevitable fallout it will bring, the B&B fandom stands at a pivotal moment. The love triangle that once defined the show has become a double-edged sword, beloved for its history but reviled for its stagnation. Fans are united in their desire for growth, for storylines that honor the complexity of these characters rather than trapping them in an endless loop of heartbreak and betrayal. Will Brooke finally choose herself over Ridge's manipulations? Can Taylor find purpose beyond her connection to a man who seems incapable of true loyalty? And might Nick be the answer to a prayer many thought would never be answered? One thing is certain. The coming weeks on the bold and the beautiful promise to be a turning point. Whether it's through Nick's influence, a reinvention of Taylor and Ridge's dynamic, or an entirely unexpected twist, the stage is set for transformation. So, stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates, spoilers, and in-depth breakdowns of every jaw-dropping moment. What are your thoughts on this evolving saga? Do you think Brooke should give Nick a chance, or is there still hope for her and Ridge? Next, we will dive deep into the tangled web of romance and heartbreak surrounding Hope Logan and Carter Walton, exploring 3 compelling reasons why their union might be doomed from the start. While their story has captured the attention of many the bold and the beautiful fans, there's a growing sense that their journey together could be more of a fleeting chapter than a lifelong love story. Let's unpack the layers of their relationship, dissecting the cracks in their foundation, the emotional turmoil tied to external forces, and the potential for exciting new beginnings if they choose to part ways. With fresh insights, imaginative twists, and a detailed look into their dynamic, this exploration will shed light on why Hope and Carter might be better off seeking love elsewhere. Reason 1: a romance built on shaky ground. From the very beginning, the pairing of Hope Logan and Carter Walton felt like a puzzle piece forced into the wrong spot. Unlike iconic romances on the show that simmer with tension and slow-burn chemistry, their connection seemed to materialize overnight, lacking the depth and gradual build-up that makes viewers root for a couple. It's as if the writers plucked them from separate storylines and stitched their paths together for the sole purpose of shaking up the Forrester family drama. This sudden merger orchestrated a dramatic us versus them storyline, with the couple positioned as underdogs in a corporate takeover battle at Forrester Creations. However, this plotline felt more like a contrived device than a natural evolution of their bond, leaving many fans scratching their heads over the lack of authentic emotional stakes. Imagine if their story had started with stolen glances during boardroom meetings or quiet moments of vulnerability shared after late-night work sessions at the office. Such groundwork could have painted Carter as a pillar of strength for Hope amid her personal struggles, or vice versa, with Hope bringing light into Carter's often stoic world. Instead, their romance lacks the nuanced history that could tether them through future storms. Without a bedrock of shared experiences or pivotal moments that define their attraction, their relationship appears as fragile as a house of cards, ready to collapse under the slightest pressure. As the show progresses, this absence of a solid foundation could become their undoing, making it difficult for them to weather the inevitable challenges of life in the dramatic Forrester orbit. Reason 2: The shadow of Liam Spencer's tragic exit. The emotional undercurrent driving Hope and Carter's reunion is undeniably tied to the heartbreaking departure of Liam Spencer from Hope's life. With Liam facing a tragic and untimely end, Hope finds herself grappling with grief, seeking refuge in Carter's steady presence. It's a natural human response to cling to comfort during times of loss, and Carter, with his compassionate nature, becomes a safe harbor for Hope's storm of emotions. In a poignant twist, it's revealed that Liam, in his final moments, expressed a wish for Hope to find happiness with someone who could stand by her side, a wish that seems to gently nudge her toward Carter. Yet, while this gesture is steeped in love, it raises questions about whether such a wish can truly anchor a lasting romance. Picture the weight of this moment. Hope, sitting by Liam's bedside in a dimly lit hospital room, her heart breaking as she promises to honor his desire for her future happiness. Carter stands just outside the door, a silent witness to her pain, ready to step in when she needs him most. But once the dust of grief settles, will this connection, born from sorrow and obligation, hold strong? The reality of building a life together after such a profound loss might reveal stark differences in their visions for the future. Hope may find herself questioning whether her feelings for Carter are genuine or simply a reflection of her need for stability in the wake of tragedy. Meanwhile, Carter might struggle with the unspoken burden of living up to Liam's memory. This delicate balance could tip, leaving their relationship feeling more like a temporary bandage than a true partnership destined for the long haul. Reason 3: A lack of sizzling chemistry and room for new horizons. Let's be honest. While some viewers might see a flicker of potential between Hope and Carter, their chemistry often falls flat compared to the electric pairings that have defined the bold and the beautiful over the years. Their interactions, though earnest, lack the fiery passion or playful banter that makes a couple unforgettable. Whether it's a lingering embrace that feels more polite than passionate or a heartfelt conversation that doesn't quite ignite the screen, there's a sense that their romance is missing the magic needed to captivate audiences long term. They're not likely to be crowned the show's next power couple, and that's perfectly okay, because parting ways could open the door to thrilling new chapters for both characters. Envision a world where Carter crosses paths with a mysterious newcomer, perhaps a fiercely independent designer named Elena Marquez, who challenges his buttoned-up demeanor and reignites his sense of adventure. Their dynamic could sizzle with witty exchanges and unexpected sparks, drawing Carter out of his comfort zone and into a romance that feels alive with possibility. On the other hand, Hope might find herself drawn to a charismatic philanthropist, someone like Julian Holt, who shares her passion for making a difference and whose spontaneity helps her rediscover joy after loss. These imagined pairings are just a glimpse of the fresh storylines that could emerge if Hope and Carter release each other to explore new romantic terrains. Such developments wouldn't just revitalize their individual arcs. They'd inject the show with renewed energy, keeping fans on the edge of their seats as they anticipate who might capture their hearts next. Final thoughts, a crossroads for Hope and Carter. As we've journeyed through the intricate layers of Hope Logan and Carter Walton's relationship, it's clear that their path together is fraught with obstacles. From a romance that lacks a sturdy foundation to the heavy influence of Liam's tragic exit, and finally, the absence of undeniable chemistry that could sustain them. While their story has its tender moments, the signs point toward a future where they might thrive more apart than together. By stepping away from this union, both Hope and Carter could embark on personal quests for love that feel more authentic and fulfilling, bringing with them the potential for captivating new narratives on the bold and the beautiful. Picture the possibilities: heartfelt goodbyes exchanged under the warm glow of a Los Angeles sunset, with Hope and Carter acknowledging that their time together, though meaningful, was always meant to be a stepping stone to something greater. As they part with mutual respect, the camera pans out, leaving us to wonder what lies ahead for these beloved characters. Will they find the soul-shaking, earth-moving love they deserve? Only time will tell. For now, we can only hope that their decision to part ways, if it comes to pass, ushers in a wave of storytelling that reignites our passion for their journeys. Stay tuned to the B&B Spoilers channel for more updates, and let us know in the comments whether you think Hope and Carter should stay together or seek new romantic adventures.